One of the best life lessons that I have learned in this industry is learning how to ask the right questions of yourself. So, for example, the best question to ask is how? How do I afford it? How do I show up today as a CEO earning $200 a day, $500 a day, $1,000 a day? How do I show up as a mentor today, giving value to others? You see, as soon as you ask how, your subconscious mind goes to work to find solutions. And quite frankly, some of us kink our own hose to the source is because we're not asking the right questions. We have all this chatter going on in our head of doubt and skepticism, which I'm preaching here because that was me. And we kink our hose, cutting off the source. And so I want to encourage you to begin asking how. And the more you meditate and prayer about how, you are going to find that your mind takes action. I believe God doesn't move parked cars. And so we ask the right questions, we take action, and that's where we will find the solutions to become successful in this business. Now, I started off as a product user just like most of you out there. And one of the things about being a product user is I had the idea of referring and recommending products that I truly loved. And that was easy. But then I realized that was direct sales. And I didn't have that aha until I was sitting at a financial advisor's office. And you know that triangle they give you where the bottom, pay the basics, put a little bit away for the future. But then there's the part about you gotta have an emergency fund. Well, how in the heck was I going to do that? So I had to ask the question, how? How do I set that up? Well, then the mind went to work and I started realizing that Young Living was a network marketing company. And if I was going to get to the success level that I wanted, I have to completely embrace the model of network marketing. And so it was important for me to begin mentoring and embracing the business model and teaching that to help others to become successful. And that's where the whole idea of the Senior Star Factory came in. Because the more people we could help to Senior Star, then they could take that on and begin mentoring their 5 to 10 people, right? And so this was a turning point for me in this business. Now, to begin with, though, I was the skeptic, I was the doubter, and by asking these questions, I began to see the solutions versus arguing with myself why I shouldn't do this. Logic and friends kept saying, finish your master's, Connie. You're a teacher. You only have 7 years left till retirement. And the dreamer in me took over and decided to risk. And I was able to resign those 7 years earlier off of that retirement. And the rest is history. I didn't know if it would work. I didn't know if anybody would listen to me, but we have to risk, right? And so the more we ask these questions, it deepens our belief and it creates the drive. Our subconscious mind is where the drive comes from. And so we want to train it with asking ourselves the right questions. There was another point. I was so tired of focusing on debt and making sure our budget paid off the debt and And we did the whole Dave Ramsey thing. And oh my gosh, it was all focused on debt. I decided to focus on abundance and really embrace the network marketing business model. I remember the first time I felt giddy was when my income surpassed the income of our superintendent. I knew I had made it, and then it just kept growing and growing and growing as I began to expand my mind by hanging out with people who had what I wanted. And I went to events, started hanging out with people who were earning those income levels. And now it continues to be a blessing, and that energy continues as we continue mentoring others. So I want to wish all of you a great, successful business, but remember, it starts by asking the right questions.